You guys came to me. You guys operate on my schedule at this point. I've set it a lot quicker than I normally would. So I'm setting it for the 30th. That's when I'll decide it. I'm done.
He's claiming that I was in his apartment. I said he has told me several times that he has cameras in his apartment. Go and ask him to show me on the cameras. And all of a sudden, the police officer got a call and said, I cannot do that right now, but it was noted. I have no idea what his, I don't
So
know.
what do you want me to do?
Would we be assured that it would be over as of next week? Because I'm missing.
I'm gonna, look. Your name?
Ashley Womack.
All right. And what's their claim in this case?
Your Honor, this is an action for non-payment of rent. The outstanding balance is $2,272.28, which includes court costs.
All right. Ms. Womack, how are you intending on getting this paid?
The last court session, you told me to reach out to Hog.
Yeah.
I did that. I got an appointment on I think the 27th at 3
You have an appointment on the 27th?
through Hog
What time?
at 3.
Yeah.
Or no, I'm sorry, the 26th.
26 at 3. All right. Well, they send us that sheet, so let's do this. If you have a Hawk appointment on the 26th, on that Thursday.
Correct.
All right. Then I'll adjourn this out to March 27th, 2026 at 3 p.m. And hopefully we'll have some news by then. Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Court recalls the case of Hamilton Crossing versus Tierra Pratt.
Carissa Gazeri for plaintiff.
Good afternoon, Judge. Thank you for passing it for a second, getting us back up here. Brant Mashinsky, 84238, counsel for defense. Ms. Pratt approaching. State your name for the court.
All right, where are we on?
Judge, if I may.
Yes.
We can do a long version or a short version. The short version is my client is prepared to pay everything owed currently to plaintiff by March 31st. We do dispute the amount in question stated by plaintiff's counsel or by plaintiff. It's not a huge difference, but there is some inconsistencies in the court paperwork and in the ledger that leads me to believe that there's some slight miscalculations. That said, Ms. Pratt's perfectly prepared to pay the outstanding balance by the 31st in full.
And what do you have as the outstanding balance? Is
I have $2,269, Your Honor.
that correct or?
I have $2,650, which brings her out to today. So this is a case where there was a conditional order of dismissal from a 2025 case, and there's a new case, excuse me, that's been filed essentially for March rent. There was an affidavit of noncompliance submitted on the COD when it was not complied with, together with a judgment and a writ. So what's due through to today is $2,650, which includes court costs. I believe that what opposing counsel is referring to is the conditional order of dismissal that was entered into on August 28th of 25 on the 2025 case. In paragraph 3 stated, as of August 26th, the outstanding balance that defendant owed to plaintiff was $3,680. Then in paragraph 4B, as typical for our CODs, where it includes how they're going to make that payment, it stated that in addition to monthly rent, defendant shall pay the outstanding arrearage of $3,454. So there was a typo in the amount, but the numbers that are listed out in subsections 1 through 6 total the amount that matches the ledger and matches paragraph 3 of the $3,680.
Okay. So 2650, if she gets that paid, she's clear through March.
Yes.
Okay, which is a lesser figure than what you gave me, I think.
It's a little more, Your Honor, actually. That's the difference. I had $2,269. We were Proceeding under paragraph 3B of the conditional dismissal, as counsel did say, it says here in paragraph 3B, defendant shall pay the outstanding arrearage of $3,454 plus a $615 payment a month.
Are we agreeing on this, or is she agreeing to pay it or not? Because otherwise I don't have to listen to this and we can just set it for anything and I'll make the determination of COD, man.
Yes, sir.
It's my,
Understood, Your Honor. And thank you for that. That's what we're asking for.
what do you think?
We would like to have an ability to have Your Honor make a determination on whether she owes 2269 or the amount that counsel quoting. Other than that, there's no dispute. I just can't have her pay an extra $400 if she doesn't, especially with.
But you'd be able to tell from the numbers in this COD if there's a typo. I mean, that's. And I'll do it, but
Judge, if
I don't mind setting a hearing for me to do that.
okay,
I mean, I think looking at it, one would be able to tell if there's a typo in the amount, which means that it's not that she's paying more, it's just, and if there's a typo in the court's order, I'll correct it.
Okay.
And I've got the authority to correct my own order. So I mean, we can
Judge,
do it the hard way, we can do it the easy way. It doesn't.
well, I would characterize it not as the hard way, if you're on respect.
Well,
but
I can look at it however I,
Yes, sir.
what do you want to tell?
Okay. In addition to this issue, there are at least 3 or 4 other inconsistencies in the ledger, in the conditional dismissal, in service to my office, and we would like to be heard on that.
14th of April.
And Your Honor, I also want to sort of address a couple of things that opposing counsel is indicating. So this conditional order of dismissal and the affidavit of noncompliance, even if we don't have an agreement as to the amount, we can agree that she hasn't paid the full amount. So she's in default on this. It was adjourned from last time because Ms. Pratt was going to pay the amount, and that still hasn't happened. So even if it's, 200 less or whatever the figure is, she still hasn't paid it. So it's still, there's still a default on the COD regardless of March rent. The plaintiff is entitled to a judgment.
In other words, she's in jeopardy of getting the writ and judgment filed. And at the same time.
It has been filed, Your Honor. In fact, after last week's hearing before Your Honorable Court on the 13th, last Friday, we adjourned to today, and the next day she was served with a 72-hour notice to get out. They tried to put her out last weekend before this proceeding had even been concluded. Furthermore, if I may judge, she did get this demand for possession that states that she owed for this upcoming hearing $2,684. I was given 2 ledgers last week by counsel here in this court, both indicating in their writing circled $2,684. Ms. Pratt, the day before the first hearing on the 26th of February, submitted $2,684. There may be some communication issues, Judge, respectfully. In addition to typos and bad math, there's been some communication and some process.
I don't need the thing.
No disrespect,
Yes.
Judge.
No, I just don't need it.
Okay.
Tell me what you want. You
I'd like,
up there and take, not how we operate.
yes, sir. Well,
Don't take jabs at each side. So, I mean, they admit there may have been a typo. Okay, that's enough.
understood.
I'll set this for a special final settlement conference, March 30th, 2026, 9 a.m. special time in person. Bring all your documents. I'll do the math. I'll correct whatever orders and
Thank you very much, Judge.
thank you.
Understood. Thank you.
Your Honor, what was the time of the settlement conference?
9 on the 30th. I'm setting it for a special time on a Monday.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Otherwise, I don't have anything until the mid-April.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Is that it for you, Mr.?
Yes,
It
that's
is.
it.
It is. All right. Have a great
Thank
weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Court calls the case of Orchard Grove versus Patrick Anderson.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Brent Dinger for plaintiff.
Patrick Anderson. Like to proceed, raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Go ahead.
This time we would ask for a default possession only judgment. Right now, the outstanding rent to retain is $305.68. There is cost owed of $193 for a redemptive total of $498.68. This would have a writ date of 3/30/2026. I do have a proposed order if I may approach.
All right, yes, judgment to the plaintiff. By default for possession, redemption amount is in the amount requested if the writ issued in 10 days. Have signed your judgment. Court calls the case of Orchard Grove versus Nathan Allport.
Brent Tinger for plaintiff.
living there and my dad that's passed away. Remember from when
Yes, I remember. Come on up. Your name?
Lynn Allport Gang?
All right.
On this one, I've got 1665.58 as far as rent, 271 of cost, so that puts the grand total for today at 1936.58, Your Honor.
1936.58.
Correct.
All right.
I am working with Autumn Orla at Hawk,
Hawk, okay.
just waiting for the documents from Patrice to come back, and she sees no reason why they cannot pay my rent for February, March, and they're trying to help me pay April up, you know.
Gotcha. I got you. Fair to. Okay. So you're working with Hawk.
Yes,
Is this the one that we have?
and I did file SCR, but I haven't heard back on that yet.
Okay. We have a notification that they indeed. Thanks. Yeah. They're just awaiting documents from the tenant. And you've already supplied those?
Yes, I
Okay.
did, and I signed all of them already. She had to have me re-sign some documents yesterday and I emailed them right back.
Got it.
Talked to her right before I got here.
They say once they have those, when they might be able to give an answer or?
Not give me a time frame, but they said there was some liaison lady here from.
No, they're not here. They
Okay,
process on us. So they provided us with a document here that does indicate that you had an appointment on March 18th. They're awaiting documents from you. That's the last status report.
I
But
did,
you told me that you supplied them.
yeah,
Okay. All right. So what I will do is this, I'll just adjourn it out 1 week. We'll see where we're at. with it,
okay.
Okay.
Now, is that gonna be in person also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
March 27th, 2026 at 12 noon.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Judge,
Good weekend.
have a good week.
Grace Jabi versus Vance Whitten. All right, state your names.
Rajavi,
President Rajab.
Vance Waits.
All right, where are we now on this, folks?
we're in the same position as last week, Your Honor. We're just seeking the amount of rent and possession of the apartment.
What about from your standpoint?
Standpoint of my lot speak,
Oh, go ahead.
Your Honor, up until this guy entered the picture, can prove via bank statements that we never had a problem with me and her. And this guy has went through my car twice, my trash, been up there. How many?
Is that since the last hearing or?
No, since the last year, as soon as you said, don't come up there, he put a big floodlight on the front door. He came down, it had to be that day or the next day. But this guy's out of control. I really,
What's, you know anything about the floodlight?
criminal charges. I've already had a police report. It's just nonstop with him. And, as we spoke about the receipts from December last time. Here's the truth. Everything that comes out of his mouth is a lie. And I, Your Honor, I do want to say this. Therapy. Dr. Brower, complex PTSD. He's fully aware of this. My last roommate 6 months ago hung himself. I found him in the closet. And all these nights, I stayed up all night because I hear this guy screaming at the top of his lungs. It is my therapy, just my privacy, my everything that I have rights. I've read through the renters' rights in Michigan law. Like,
All right, folks, here's what I'm gonna do. Because you guys can't come to your agreement, and I'm just gonna have to force one on you. Or do one. So I'll set a non-jury trial in this matter for March 30th. 2026 at 10 a.m.
sir,
That work?
Yes.
sir, is there any possible way to do it in the afternoon? I can't take no days off work, sir.
I don't have many afternoons. What, do I have anything?
In a later date, maybe.
Hang on a second.
Sorry.
You have that afternoon.
On the 30th
Yeah.
at 2 p.m.
2 p.m. on March 30th.
Yep.
And thank you, Mr.
Is
Simpson.
there any way you would reconsider making a judgment today? I don't believe he's been there all week. I don't
have all the evidence before me. And I'm not gonna have a trial right now.
Your Judge,
Thank you. I
Your
appreciate it.
Your Honor, I would love to say something. This gentleman called the police again. I said I was in the apartment. And when the police officer came, he said that he's claiming that I was in his apartment. I said he has told me several times that he has cameras in his apartment. Go and ask him to show me on the cameras. And all of a sudden, the police officer got a call and said, I cannot do that right now, but it was noted. I have no idea what his, I don't
So
know.
what do you want me to do?
Would we be assured that it would be over as of next week? Because I'm missing.
I'm gonna, look. You guys came to me. You guys operate on my schedule at this point. I've set it a lot quicker than I normally would. So I'm setting it for the 30th. That's when I'll decide it. I'm done. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Simpson.
Thank you.
Court.
Judge J. Cedric Simpson presiding.
Good morning. Court does call the case of Arbor Meadows versus Elizabeth Cornelius.
Good morning,
Yes,
Your
sir.
Honor. Jim McCarron.
And Michael Cornelius. Go ahead.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jim McCarron on behalf of the plaintiff.
Elizabeth is here.
I am here.
Elizabeth,
Good morning.
good morning. All right. And this is a non-payment of rent case. What is plaintiff's claim?
Your Honor, the rent to retain is $4,098.92. The costs are $220 for a total of $4,318.92. And we're asking for a writ date of March 30th.
All right, Ms. Cornelius?
I spoke to Annette on this past Monday and I confirmed with her yesterday. We set up a payment plan where I'm going to pay $800 today and every week until I am caught up. I just did not want to not show up and have a default against myself.
That's fine. Counsel, you're not aware of that, I presume?
Your Honor, I have to confirm that with my client, though.
What's my? I'll adjourn this matter out. And hopefully that can be put into some type of an agreement or a conditional dismissal. March 27th, 2026, 3 p.m.
Yes.
3 p.m. Ma'am, that's an in-person hearing.
Yes,
So
sir.
you'll need to come out to the courthouse on that date.
I'm sorry for if it doesn't get dismissed or if we do come up with, like, if it's put in right, because I did ask her for
If it's
writing.
gonna be dismissed, that's fine, but you'll have to come down to the courthouse. Those are, the second hearings are in-person hearings.
Right.
And so if there's something that's worked out, you'll need to be here at least to confirm the agreement.
Okay,
All right?
I appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Arbor Meadows versus James Malacha and Eve Malaka.
Again, Your Honor, Jim McCarlo appearing on behalf of Arbor Meadows.
Not checked in.
Malacha, they are not checked in. If you'd like to take a default, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. Go ahead, sir.
The rent to retain is $3,839.54 with costs of $220 for a total of $4,059.54. And we're asking for a writ date of March 30th.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested with a writ to issue in 10 days. And
Thank you, Judge.
files got it. Fine. Augusta Woods versus Tia Bean.
Jim McCarlo on behalf of Augusta Woods.
Yep, she's here. All right. Ms. Bean?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
To hear.
What is plaintiff's claim in this case?
Your Honor, the rent to retain is $1,270.92 for $175, a total of $1,453.92. And we're asking
You
for that
broke
writ
up. You broke up there,
Yeah, you're
counsel. What was
breaking
the
up.
total? What was the total amount?
$1,453.92.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Bean, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I get my paycheck today after this call, so I'll be going by to pay it today.
Okay, so you're going to pay everything today?
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to indicate that in the file. I'll adjourn this out to March 27th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing, but if everything's paid, you won't need to appear. They'll be dismissing the case.
Could you repeat that date again, please?
Yes, March 27th, 1 week.
Okay. And the total, could you
Eh.
repeat that again, Mr.
Yeah, $1,453.92.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Court calls the case of Augusta Woods versus Rachel Lindbergh and William Lindbergh.
Jim McCarlo on behalf of Augusta Woods.
Rachel Lindbergh, William Lindbergh, no response. You've been sworn. You may proceed.
Your Honor, the rent to retain is $2,480.38 with costs of $220 for a total of $2,700.38. We're asking for a writ date of March 30th.
Judgment to the plaintiff. That's by default for possession, redemption amount, any amount requested, writ to issue in 10 days.
Thank you,
Augusta
Judge.
Woods says Paul Reedy. See here, Mr. Reedy.
I'm trying to
He's
get this on. Sorry.
It's all right.
I'm having problems getting my video on.
Okay, I recognize your voice. I know that that's you. So
Here we go. I think I'm getting. Shoot, come on. All right.
There it is. Okay, we got you now.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Hanging in there.
All right. All right, counsel, what is the claim in this case?
The rent to retain is $2,017.19 with costs of $175 for a total of $2,192.19. And we're asking for the writ date of March 30th.
Hey, Mr. Reedy, how are you intending on getting this paid, sir?
Okay, I filed an SER Monday. I haven't heard back from them yet, but I have spoken to Jenna Pillow yesterday at SOS. She said it sounds like they can help me with a past balance, but my meeting wasn't until yesterday. She supposedly gave the court a note stating that I've spoken with her.
Where's that sheet?
It's underneath your.
Hang on a second. Where? All right, let's see. Yes, I do have an indication that he started the application process on the 19th for assistance. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Reedy, is I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week, which you'd be entitled to March 27th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. There's the rental
3 p.m.
assistance form. Yeah, 3 p.m. There's the rental assistance form that's in your packet that you'll need to fill out. Put that you contacted SOS, although we have a note, and also put your tracking number for the SCR on that sheet. That needs to be filed with the court by next Wednesday.
I'll have that. How do I get that, Your Honor? Sorry.
Pardon?
How do I get that paper?
It should be in your packet. There should be a copy in your packet. You can also get one at the courthouse.
Oh,
or
okay.
okay. So you can do it one of two ways. All right.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Have a great one.
All right. You do the same. Augusta Woods versus Eric Roden and Richard Robbins.
Jim McCardle on behalf of Augusta Woods.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Teresa Robbins, Richard Robbins' wife. He works evenings, so he didn't get home till almost 5 this morning.
What, he didn't want to stay awake and see me?
He would love to.
No.
And Eric Roden doesn't live in the home. He hasn't lived here in a long time.
Who doesn't? Eric doesn't?
Eric doesn't, no.
Oh, okay. Very good. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
The rent to retain is $2,186.79, costs of $220, for a total of $2,406.79, and we're asking for a writ date of March 30th.
All right. And ma'am, how are you intending on getting that paid?
We're paying a portion today, and then the remaining balance will be paid this following Wednesday.
All right. So how much are you paying today? Do you know?
$500 today.
500?
Yes.
And then you're going to have the balance, you think, by Wednesday, the 25th?
Yes.
Okay, let me just make a note of that.
Okay.
And then you have the balance by the 25th. All right. So what I'll do, ma'am, is I'm going to adjourn this out to March 27th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. If everything's paid, I don't need to see anybody, but make sure that everything's paid, because if
Okay.
everything's paid, they're going to dismiss the case.
All right. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Have a great day.
You as well. Bye-bye.
Woodview Commons versus John Anderson and Aldehyde.
Again, Jim McCardle on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right. I think I got the Andersons here.
Yes, sir. We are here.
All right. All right. What is plaintiff's claim?
The rent to retain is $3,896.35 with costs of $214 for a total of $4,110.35. We're asking for a writ date of 3/30/26. I should inform the court that I got an email that was sent to me last night at 11 o'clock from the defendants claiming that they had paid, they sent me a payment history of sorts, where if it's accurate, and I don't know because I have not had a chance to confer with my client, it seems that they paid the rent to retain, but there are still outstanding costs.
Okay. Is that right, folks?
Yes, we have paid the rent in full. Good morning, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I should have greeted you.
Good morning. I
good
don't
morning.
know, but you see what's happening? Like the only person I can see is John.
Oh, no,
And
sorry.
where's it?
Adelheid is here as well. It's just our camera.
No, she's like disappearing out of the screen. I don't know if I want to hear from you. I'd rather hear from her, but that's okay.
Okay.
All right. Hello. All right.
So
what
we have brought our account balance to zero with the property manager for the amounts that are in the account. So everything has been paid in full all the way through March. If there are any court costs, if those can just be added to our account, we will get those paid as well. We've got everything settled at this point.
Okay. So you paid the
So we paid the
Okay,
February rent. Sorry.
Well, let's do this. Counsel, how much are your court costs?
The
Total?
court costs are $214.
All right. So let me ask you this, folks. If you paid everything and council's able to verify that, when do you think you can get the $214 into them?
I can put the $214 in the account right now. I can pay it through the account at the property. I can put the money
Okay.
there right now.
So-
Today.
Let me do this. I'm going to adjourn this out to March 27th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing. But if everything you say is accurate, that you got everything paid, I don't need to see you down there. Okay? Or down here. They'll dismiss the case if everything is paid off. Just verify that everything is paid. Okay?
We will do so.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you.
You guys have a great weekend.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I don't think I have to darken your doorstep anymore, so have a nice weekend.
You do the same. I got dismissals here. Arbor Meadows versus Don Ho, Arbor Meadows versus Jademan Ruth, Arbor Meadows versus Teresa Palm, Arbor Meadows or Augusta Woods versus Papa Gaye, Augusta Woods versus Jonathan Montgomery, Augusta Woods versus Michael Powell, Augusta Woods versus Rashika Walton, and Augusta Woods versus Anthony Wilson. Those matters are dismissed on plaintiff's motion without prejudice. Evergreen Apartments versus Maya Garrison.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Oh, good morning. Okay, I'll need a camera. Oh, there we go. We got you. All right. And what is plaintiff's claim?
Your Honor, I have a balance including court costs of $2,069.93. I also have a note from my client that Ms. Garrison might be considering moving out. I just wanted to see if that is still kind of I
Ms.
guess,
Garrison?
Yeah, can I give like a little background? I don't know if this is
Go
the time
ahead.
for that. So I was 7 months pregnant when I moved into Evergreen, and I didn't see any problems at first, but after a few months of living there, they had sprayed for roaches in the unit next to us, and they all moved over to our unit. And I had to bring my baby back from the hospital into a complete infestation. I mean, roaches falling from the ceiling. Like, it was absolutely horrible. I could
Okay.
not live with my daughter in that home. So I have moved out, but I've emailed, I've called them to fix the issue. They did a little bit, but it didn't really help at all. So I don't want an eviction on my credit, but I literally cannot live in that house. I've already found a new place, and I just need
So have you moved?
yes, I just need a little bit of time to get all my stuff out.
Okay. So
Mind you, I can't even bring my stuff. I'm losing out on thousands of dollars because I can't bring any of my furniture because I don't want the infestation to move to my new house.
gotcha. So how much longer would you need to get what you can get out of there?
30 days or less.
Well, I don't know that we can get you there.
Any amount of time, honestly.
Ms. Engine, any
Your Honor, do you have a docket on the 3rd?
I do not.
Okay. So it'd either be the 27th or the 10th.
Yes.
I'm kind of thinking either, so obviously going into a new month would
Up the balance.
you know what?
But she's clear that she's moving out. I mean,
right. Your Honor,
So
if you do
here's
the
what-
10th, Ms. Garrison,
Yeah.
once you're ready to turn back possession to your landlord, make sure you give them the keys so that they can so that they know for sure that you're out. If you have to drop them in the drop box, put your name, your apartment number on them so they know that they're from you. The sooner you move out, the sooner they'll stop assessing rent. And so that's just a consideration to keep in mind. They will likely prorate rent from your move out date. So you'll only be charged, so you will be charged rent through your move out date. And then, so, but if you move out before the 10th, so move out and turn in your keys before the 10th, then we'll just dismiss this case because it's for possession only.
Okay, so if I turn in the keys before the 10th, will that mean like they'll continue to pay me or like charge me rent until the 10th? Or it's whenever I turn in my keys?
It's whenever you turn in your keys.
Okay. And then I'll have to come back on the 3rd to confirm everything, or I mean on the 10th.
Only if you haven't turned in your keys.
Okay, and the eviction won't be on
It'll
anything.
show that it
I'll
resulted
just
in a dismissal.
and I'll just have
It'll
the
show-
balance to pay.
Show as a dismissal,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. And they'll
Okay.
do a payment plan with you for any outstanding amounts. That'll stretch out longer.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so I'll adjourn this to April 10th, 2026 at 3 p.m. That's an in-person hearing if you haven't moved out. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Evergreen Apartments versus Amanda Skeens and Vanessa Dowell.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Hi.
Hello, Ms. Skeens. All right, what is plaintiff's claim in this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $1,209.40.
Okay. Ms. Skeens, how are you intending on getting this paid?
I've been telling them since before they put this in, and I've been making payments. I only owe $900 now, and I've told them I get paid on the 27th, and it'll be paid then.
Okay, all right. So what, are you gonna be able to get that paid? What time is there here? So 2 p.m. All right, on the 27th, how soon can you get that paid?
Whenever my paycheck lands.
Okay, all right. No, that makes sense. That's a perfect answer to the question. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week. You're entitled to that, to the 27th, 2026 at 2 p.m. If you can, try to get that paid before then. That way they'll dismiss the case out. All right?
Okay. And if I
Okay,
can't, do I have to show up? Like if I.
Yep, I'll have to
Okay.
show up and we'll figure something out, okay?
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you. You have a great weekend.
You too. Bye.
Evergreen Apartments versus Dwayne Watson.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Morning, Your Honor.
Okay, there you are. He's Samson. Your name?
Dwayne Watson.
Okay, what is the claim in this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $2,758.76.
All right. Mr. Watson, how are you intending on getting that paid?
Your Honor, I recently applied for SCR and I haven't heard anything back from them. So I have reached out to some agencies that could try to help me with this issue.
All right. Have you reached out to Hawk?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet? Okay, so you're gonna do that. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
adjourn this to the 27th next week, 2026 at 2 p.m. Okay, that's an in-person hearing.
Yes,
In
sir.
your packet that you received, there's what's called a rental assistance form. You'll need to fill that out and submit that to the court by Wednesday of next week.
Okay.
Okay, make
We'll
sure
do.
that
We'll do.
make sure that you put the tracking number for your SCR on that form.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
all right. Very
Thank
good.
you. Thank you, Your Honor. You have a great weekend.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I'll get this.
Court calls the case of Evergreen Apartments versus Lene Dunn.
Jillian Engen for plaintiff.
Ms. Dunn? Oh,
Hello.
hello. All right, I'll need a camera. Can you get around to that? What's the claim in this case?
I have a balance including court costs of $2,847.70.
All right. Ms. Dunn, how are you intending on getting that paid?
I can pay 600 today, and I plan on picking up a lot more hours this next few weeks, and then I'll be able to pay 1,000 on my next paycheck.
Okay, so when's your next paycheck? Is it you get paid every 2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay, so that's gonna go into April, so another rent is gonna click in.
Yeah.
So here's what I'm gonna do. Is I'm going to adjourn this out 1 week, 27th, 2026 at 2 p.m. I'm gonna suggest that you look on your paperwork and call the your landlord's attorney's office and see if you can work something out.
Okay.
In terms of a payment plan. All right, that will incorporate April and everything along those lines.
Okay.
Until you can get this paid off, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
A tense landlord-tenant dispute erupts in court as both sides accuse each other of harassment, unpaid rent, and constant police involvement. The tenant claims everything was fine until another person became involved, alleging privacy violations, floodlights aimed at his door, and repeated disturbances. He even explains that he is dealing with complex PTSD after a traumatic experience, saying the ongoing conflict is affecting his peace and safety. The landlord disputes his claims and insists the tenant is lying about payments and incidents. With both sides arguing and no agreement in sight, the judge steps in and ends the debate, refusing to make a rushed decision without full evidence. Instead, the court schedules a non-jury trial for March 30th, 2026 at 2 p.m., making it clear that the final decision will come after all evidence is presented. The judge reminds both parties that from this point forward, they must follow the court's schedule.